Fusion Muslim Community Center of North Jersey, building communities, changing lives.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه من سنة بسنة الدين أما بعد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا واجتنابه اللهم إنا نسألك خير ما سألك عبدك ورسولك نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذ بك عبدك ورسولك نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Amma ba'd, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, first of all, I'd like to apologize for the delay because we got some technical problems over there. And it's about 50 miles from here that I was coming. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us here. We will continue from our series where we left off last time. And last Saturday we had spoken about Prophet Muhammad receiving the wahi and his starting of this mission of da'wah. And that's where we had stopped at that junction. So we'll continue from today where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about the mission of Rasulullah and the early years in Mecca, in the Meccan life of his da'wah, how he was performing. And it's so coincident that we are living in America as Muslims over here. We immigrated here, we came here with our families, our children are born here. So as many of the ulama say that we are in America, we are in the same situation, circumstances as the life of Rasulullah in Mecca. And therefore Shaykh al-Buti rahimahullah in his kitab Fiqh Seerah, he mentions this phase of the life of Rasulullah broken down into three stages, or three, you can say, steps. Step one, or stage one, is he said, Da'wah Sirriya. Da'wah Sirriya in Arabic means secret da'wah. Or not secret in the sense that you are doing behind or you're hiding something, but it means low-key profile. Going into people's homes, going in houses, talking over there, not publicizing out on the streets of Mecca what has happened. And this is known as Da'wah Sirriya. Then the second stage or second phase is known as Da'wah Jahriya. Jahr in Arabic language means to publicize, to promote. And when we have Arab brothers sitting here, you can confirm with them. Sirriya and Jahriya is one that you do lower key profile, one is in public profile. And then the third stage of Rasulullah is where it is da'wah jahriya, but da'wah ma'al qital, da'wah with the fighting, because people would oppress them, torture them, so they had the right to defend themselves. These three stages, Shaykh Buti rahimahullah in his kitab, he lists them as first 3 years of nubuwwah. Remember we mentioned this last time, Rasulullah became a Nabi at age 40. So the first 3 years of his prophecy, of his da'wah, was da'wah sirriya, low-key profile. And then the next almost 10 years were da'wah jahriya. 10 years straight was da'wah jahriya. 13 years in Mecca, and how many years in Medina? Come on, we should know this. 10 years. 10 years, yes. 23 years was his life. Can you imagine? In 23 years he accomplished something that Nuh alayhi salam accomplished in 950 years. 950 years of da'wah of Nuh alayhi salam and 23 years of Rasulullah. Why? Because Nuh alayhi salam lived 1,000 years. He became a prophet at age 50. 950 years his message. Rasulullah lived 63 years. Almost, less than 10% of the age of Nuh alayhi salam. And hence, in less than, but accomplishment of almost 15% of the life of Nuh alayhi salam in 23 years. So 13 years he lived in Mecca and 10 years. And that is why Shaykh Buti says that throughout Mecca, the command from Allah was, do not pick arms. Don't pick up arms. Don't pick up even a stick. Don't even use your hand as a slap. And that is why Umar ibn Khattab, when he became Muslim, and he would see the atrocities and tortures around in Mecca, he would come to Rasulullah and say, Alasna ala al-haq, alasna ala al-haq. Are we not on the truth? Are we not on the truth? And Rasulullah would smile at him, yes, na'am. Yes, Ibn Khattab, his family name, Ibn Khattab. Yes, we are. Then he said, if we are, then why can't we be allowed to do retaliation for what they are doing, the Quraysh, the Makkahs? And in today's time and age, especially with the incidents that happened in New Zealand yesterday, in this time and age, people say that, oh, Islam is barbaric. Islam was spread by the sword. Not at all. The history of the beginning of Islam, if Islam was meant to be spread by sword and had to be violent and barbaric, then it would have spread from day one in Mecca. Especially when Umar ibn Khattab was asking for permission, grant me permission, Ya Rasulullah. He would have said, yes, go ahead. If you have the courage and the guts to do it, go ahead. And yes, he had it. But he said, no, Allah has not allowed. There is a wisdom behind it. Allah wanted this message to permeate, penetrate the hearts. And they said, if you hate us, if you torture us, so be it. We will absorb the torture. We will absorb the atrocities, but we will not retaliate. Because we want to tell you, we are who? Peaceful people. Rasulullah's message was da'wah, peaceful. And hence, Sheikh Buti says the first 3 years was just da'wah of Sirriya, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed Surah Muzammil and asked him to message, and Surah Mudassir, and asked him to spread the message. Ya ayyuhal Muzammil, qum al-layla illa qalila. Or you wrapped up in clothes, get up in the middle of the night, even if it's a little. And then Ya ayyuhal Mudaththir, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said another ayah, that, oh, you who is wrapped up in a comfortable clothing, qum fa'anzir, get up. Qum means to stand up and get up. So Rasulullah is giving that command that now time for sleeping is gone. That is why Khadija radiallahu anha, she used to say to Rasulullah that, why are you exerting so much effort here, Rasulullah? Take it easy, calm down. And he said, oh Khadija, how can I take rest when Allah has said, Ya ayyuhal mudaththir, qum fa'anzir, wa rabbaka fakabbir, wa thiyabaka fatahhir. When my Lord is saying, oh, you clothed and wrapped around comfort, arise and warn. Warn, qum fa'anzir. Anzir is indhar, warn. So the first 3 years was just warning. Qiyamah is coming, Day of Judgment is coming, we're going to die, consequences going to be there, you have to pay for the consequences, heaven or hell. So this is what inzar was, qum fa'anzir. Wa rabbaka fakabbir, and praise your Lord, pronounce the name of your Lord. Rabbaka fakabbir, kabbir, takbir, that's when we say takbir, like in Eid, we say the takbirat, that's what we say. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, walillahi alhamd. We are doing what? Kabbir. Kabbir means to pronounce the name of your Lord, to publicize and vocalize the name of your Lord. And that is why in Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha, we are doing the takbirat, so the surroundings, the people around know who we are. We are people who glorify the Lord. We are people who appreciate the names of the Lord. We are people who thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala vocally, publicly, and voice our praises. And that is why Sheikh Buti rahimahullah, he says that the da'wah sirriya does not mean that it was da'wah because of weakness. لَيْسَ هُوَ لِلضَّعَفِ. Dha'af in Arabic language means weakness. So he did not say that, oh, the reason Allah or Rasulullah did da'wah low-key is because they were weak, we're only a few, we're scared, khawf. It's not because of dha'af, weak, it's not because of khawf. Some people, especially Muslims, some people, they misunderstand, they misconceive that the initial days of da'wah, the reason Rasulullah did not talk about it, so it was all hush, 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 because they were weak. You know, they might get lambasted or ostracized by the Qurayshis, by the Meccans. No, no. Because to think that a Prophet of Allah is weak is haram. It's shirk. It's a very delicate form of shirk. That, oh, Rasulullah thought we are weak, so we can't do da'wah publicly, so just do it hush. No, no, no. What did Allah said in Surah Ma'idah, Surah 5? Wallahu ya'asimuka minan nas. Wallahu ya'asimuka minan nas. Allah is stating this ayah directly addressing my and your Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah is saying, Wallahu, Allah will, O Prophet of Allah, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah will protect you and preserve you minan nas, from the human beings. They will come to kill you. They'll come to attack you. They'll come to hurt you. They'll come to torture you. But Allah will protect you. And when it comes to protection, it is protection from hurt and harm in terms of death, but not hurt and harm in terms of pain. Did you get this last point? It's a very delicate concept. Protection is in the form of death, that you will not be killed. They will not be able to kill you. Allah has your back. But it is not the protection against pain. Will you feel no pain? Will you be pain-free? Will you be scot-free? No. He got so much pain. They threw the intestines of the camel on him. It hurt. They threw stones and pebbles at him in Taif. It hurt. They threw many things at him in Mecca. It pained. And you know what they say in this country? No pain? Huh? They stole it from the Sunnah Rasulullah. Can you imagine for a second, brothers and sisters, just let this sink in for a second. Close your eyes and visualize. Your Prophet Muhammad sallallahu is feeling pain. He's bleeding profusely. If our parents bleed, what would you do? Tell me. If you see your father or mother bleeding, what would you do? As a son or daughter, what would you do? What would be your immediate spontaneous reaction?
Go and fight. Go and fight with others.
No, brother, don't be aggressive, brother. We are in fusion center. What is the first thing you'll see if you see your father or brother or sister or mother bleeding? Stop the bleeding, you'll feel the pain. And here, the father of the fathers, because the Prophet is like a father for the whole ummah, and his wives are like the mother of the whole ummah. The father of the fathers is bleeding, and the Muslims are seeing, but they're told not to retaliate, restrain. I gave khutbah yesterday over here, and I said the same thing. It's recorded, you will see. That, you know, in this time of atrocity, when people are killing Muslims inside a masjid, whether it's in Canada, whether it's in America, whether it's in New Zealand or anywhere, or any Muslim country for that matter, the first reaction comes, do something. You know, we have to retaliate, we have to pick up arms. And yes, there may be some imams who would say that yes, we need to get training for firearms and whatnot, and get this license and whatnot. But my advice to all these people is, restraint is the name of the game. Rasulullah was feeling pain, he was bleeding, but he did not say retaliate. He said, let them do what they're doing. Can you imagine? I mean, a person is getting a stone on his body, on his head. The least he would tell you is that you'll stop the stones. But he says, no, keep your hands down. Keep your mouth shut. Restraint. Because this is the message of the messenger and the message. That we mean no harm. We mean no trouble. You know, the 13 years of life that there were atrocities being done, and the message was restraint, it was a universal message to all of humanity that as a prophet of Allah, as a prophet of God, Rasulullah means no harm. He has not come to create chaos. He has not come to create a ruckus. He has not come to create an anarchy in the world and create wars and fight and warmongering. No. But yes, there's a patience, there's a time duration for patience. You can restrain to certain extent, and that is the message of Islam. You restrain 13 years, and then the permission was given. The ayah in Surah Hajj, أُذِنَ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِأَنَّهُمْ ظُلِمُوا. Allah is saying in that ayah that yes, now I give permission to the believers because they have been oppressed for far too long. 13 years of bardash, 13 years of sabr, 13 years of restraint. Restraint is enough to give the world a message. We mean business. We mean no trouble. But if you push us to the wall, if you grab us by the neck, we have the right to do what? Self-defense. This is a very important aspect of Seerah, a very important lesson of Seerah that people seldom understand. Especially in this country, the Islamophobes, Islamophobia, they would always attack you and attack your prophet and say, oh, your prophet was a warmonger, your prophet was a barbaric guy, oh, your prophet fought so many battles, Battle of Badr and Uhud and Khandak. They'll even names, because they're reading from different wrong sources which are twisting the facts and trying to present that, oh, the prophet of Islam was a prophet of aggression. Wrong. They don't show the full picture. They just take the 10 years of Medina and say, look, they were just fighting and fighting. What about the 13 years of Mecca? What are the first 3 years of Mecca? When he is telling about the message to his close loved ones, who was the first Muslim? Who was the first person to become Muslim in Islam? Khadija. That speaks volumes about women rights. They talk about women rights, Muslims oppress women. If Muslims were to oppress women, why was the first person, I said person, I didn't say first man, I said first person was a female. Without any doubt. The moment he came running home from the cave, we mentioned this last time in the Saturday lesson, if you remember, that the moment he came running home and he was scared and he was shivering and nervous, she said, I believe you. Not because you're just my husband, because I know you as an insan, as a human being. You never mean harm for anybody. You never mean hurt for anybody. You never mean ill and evil for anybody. So why would Allah give you an unusual and despicable event to scare you? Rather, this unusual event is to elevate you. Raise your ranks. You are now a prophet of Allah. And you're not just a meager, simple prophet of Allah. You are Imamul Anbiya. You are the leader of all the prophets. And Allah showed that in Isra Miraj. In Isra Miraj, Allah asked him to lead the Jama'ah of prophets. So it's elevated status. And that is why it's very important to understand that the first 3 years of da'wah were da'wah sirriya, da'wah not secret but low-key profile. Just talking to loved ones, friends. I always say this to reverts, converts. When they become Muslim, first thing they say, okay, Imam, what do I got to do? I said, brother, calm down, take it easy. You haven't conquered the moon, all right? You just took Shahada in the masjid, and I know the brothers came and gave you nice big hugs. It kind of transferred the positive energy. Rhonda Byrne, have you heard about her book, Secret? If you read that book, Rhonda Byrne writes in that book, in Secret, she says that each one of us, she writes from a psychiatrist, psychologist point of view. She says each one of us have positive energy and negative energy. When we meet each other with positive energy, it transpires, it transfers, just like magnets. Magnets transform the charge. So when you are very upbeat and everything, you go and meet a brother who's very mellow, very dull, you hug him, you kiss him, you shake hands with him, you talk to him. That brother who was like almost dead, zero charge, suddenly gets charged up. He's okay, let's go. Where are we going? And that is the positive energy that brought in the first 3 years of Mecca. And I tell the revert brothers and sisters that look, you don't need to do anything. The only thing you need to concentrate now on is your parents, your relatives, your spouse. If you're married, your spouse, your siblings. Concentrate on that. This is what Rasulullah ﷺ was concentrating, the close loved ones. Talk to his wife. talked to his cousin who was like his son. Who? The first boy who became Muslim, Ali ibn Abi Talib. First woman and first person, Khadija radhiyallahu anha. First man to become a Muslim, your best friend. Who was he? Abu Bakr ibn Quhafa. Abu Bakr, the first best friend. That's what best friends are for. Abu Bakr, he was given the laqab, the title of Siddiq. You know, the truthful one. That he blindly trusted on Rasulullah. That's why Rasulullah gave him the title. His name was not Siddiq. His name was Abu Bakr ibn Abu Quhafa. That was his name. And so when Rasulullah told him, I'm a prophet of Allah, you know, you're my friend, you've been hanging out, we've been chilling together, you know, we went to the nice breakfast at Fusion together, we hang out and, you know, have a nice time all the time. But I got to tell you now, I'm a prophet of Allah. He didn't say, really? Whoa, when did that happen? Rather he said, آمنا وصدقنا يا رسول الله. In fact, in the hadith, Rasulullah said, the only person who believed in me without any question, without even second thought, Abu Bakr radhiyallahu anhu. In fact, the word says, taraddud, بغير taraddud. Without any taraddud in, Sheikh Hamza help me, how would you translate taraddud? Without any hesitation, the word taraddud is so rich in the Arabic language. There is no one English word to translate. Like reservations, feelings, you know, taraddud, like some kind of doubt, some kind of بغير taraddud. Meaning he's saying that the only person who believed in me, I just said it and boom, he accepted. Didn't even question me, didn't even ask me a question. What is this? Where did you bring this from? What is that? That's it. Whereas others would have asked a question or at least inquired about elaboration. So this is what the Da'wah Sirriya is doing the first 3 years of Meccan phase. Ali ibn Abi Talib, Abu Bakr, Khadija, and also the first servant and ghulam and the adopted son of Rasulullah, Zayd ibn Harith. These were the immediate people who accepted Islam. And then when they were like 5, 6, 10, they said, how are we going to learn? How are we going to teach each other? We need to learn. Because remember, me and you, today we have the whole Quran. Back then, it was only a few verses. If you wanted to be a Hafiz of Quran, this was the best time to be Hafiz. Just memorize 10 ayahs. What are you? I'm Hafiz of Quran. MashaAllah, how do you memorize? I memorized Surah Mudassir, 10 ayahs. I memorized Surah Alaq, Surah Iqra, 10 ayahs. MashaAllah, best Hafiz. But now you got to memorize 6,286 verses. And mind you, Abu Bakr was old in age. He was not young. How many 40-year-olds sitting here? You can still memorize Quran. Abu Bakr started his journey of Hafiz Quran when he was 40. It was not his fault. Quran was revealed when he was 40. Quran was not there when he was 10-year-old. See, this is a big misconception we have today. We feel like, us adult people, including myself, we feel like, oh, I can't memorize Quran. I'm way past that age now. I'm 30, 35, 40, 45. I can't memorize Quran. Quran is for kids. Who said? Did the Quran say that? Did Rasulullah say that? The Quran is being revealed in Mecca. They're learning on these sheets. And most of them, their age are in the middle 40s, 50s even. Or like the uncle of Rasulullah, Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib, 60s even. So even if you're a 60-year-old, no, I'm not looking at anybody because they're going to say, why are you looking at me? Even if you're a 60-year-old, you can still memorize the Quran. Yes, you can. If you just make the mission of your life that until I die, I want to memorize Quran. You know what, brothers and sisters? I give you a good news. If you make the intention from now, from this moment, I want to memorize Quran, and you start, and you don't finish, and you die, Allah will write you as Hafiz of Quran on Yawm al-Qiyamah. Allah will write you as a Hafiz, because we are the followers of the Hadith of Rasulullah, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. Niyat to karo bhai. At least have the intention. You know, whenever I go to any massage, I say, brother, you want to memorize Quran? No, I have no intention. I said, no intention? Why you don't even have intention? What does it cost to have an intention? You tell me. Most brother Asif, you tell me. What does it cost to have an intention? The reason I asked because he's a analyst guy and that's what he does for a living, so he's calculating. Zero. Zilch. Am I right? The cost of intention? So how many of you from today join me hand in hand, you have intention to memorize Quran? How many? Huh? Come on, bhai. Intention is free.
Big commitment.
Intention. I'm not asking commitment. Intention. Everyone, brother. You also, brother. Abu Bakr started at age 60. Right? Intention. You niyyah. It's the niyyah that counts. Commitment, you will see Allah will give you. The first thing we say when we want to make intention, oh, I can't make the commitment, brother. This commitment is difficult. Who's asking for you commitment? You're jumping the gun, like they say in America, right? You're going ahead of the thing. I'm not asking for commitment. I'm just saying, khahish, intention, niyyah. Oh Allah, I have intended today in Fusion Center in Fajr Salah to make hifz of your kitab. Khatam, khalas. That's it. You made the intention. Now you will see the barakat coming down. You have not made an ordinary run-of-the-mill intention. You have made a very grandeur, glorious intention to memorize the words of not a human being, to memorize the words of the creator of all human beings. You think he's going to leave you high and dry? You think Allah is going to just leave you like that? Oh, this slave of mine made an intention, khalas, that's it. Leave him alone. No, Allah will send barakat upon you. He will send ilham. You know, ilham, inspiration, motivation. Just start off with one word. You know, forget about an ayah, one word. The reason I'm saying this, if we have the intention, and inshallah we die with the intention, okay, Urdu mein kehte hain, I'll translate, don't worry brothers who don't know Urdu. Hazar khahishein aisi, कि हर ख्वाहिश पे ये ख्वाहिश है कि नहीं दम निकलने वाली? Tell me this. Memorizing Quran, ये है ख्वाहिश? Is it worthy enough? किस पे दम निकले? This is beyond that. Translation for those who don't know Urdu. There is a very famous poetic line in Urdu which says that there are so many desires. You know, ख्वाहिश, there's so many desires that with every desire, your life goes away. हजार ख्वाहिश ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले. ये एक ख्वाहिश कर लो बाबा, इस पे सारी ख्वाहिशें अल्लाह पूरी कर दे. Make this one intention of memorizing Quran and you will see. And they are living examples of people. I know a brother in another masjid, because I came back after 9 years from Pakistan. He met me. He said, brother, I was looking for you. Where were you? I said, I left the country. I was in Pakistan. I was looking for you. I didn't have any number. I was asking people. They didn't find. I said, okay, fine. Come. What's the issue? I want to give you the good news. Back then when you came in 2006-07 in our masjid, you mentioned this thing of intention. I made the intention. And I said, I cannot make the commitment. And you told me, just make the intention. Allah will make you see you through, do it. I was running all over the place to find where are you? That your words are true. Today I'm Hafiz of Quran. And this is not the icing on the cake yet. You want to find out his age? Now, 2019, he is 69 years old. 69 years old. How many years it took him? It took him 11 years. 10 or 11. He said 10, 11-year journey. But he said, I will never forget you, Brother Jawad. My wife, my family, everyone making dua for you. I said, alhamdulillah. That's all we need. We just need your dua, that's all. We don't need anything. If I was able to inspire one person to memorize the Quran of the Book of Allah, and he finished by age 69, alhamdulillah, I can die peacefully. And that's what I'm telling people of Fusion today. Make the intention. I don't know if I'm going to go back to Pakistan again to make you memorize Quran. the other guy he's in South Jersey, he still lives there. I bumped into him in a masjid and he was surprised to see. And for me, the ground beneath my feet just went away when he dropped the bombshell that I am a Hafiz of Quran. I said, I feel so sorry. I've been trying with my, even being in Pakistan, I've been trying. I still haven't become Hafiz. The teacher is not the Hafiz, but the student is Hafiz. And I said, every teacher has a dream that his student goes beyond the teacher. And you have fulfilled my dream. So my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, this Da'wah Sirriya was the initial stages of Quran and learning. And that is where he appointed Arqam ibn Arqam. Arqam ibn Arqam was a Sahabi of Rasulullah who had a house. He donated his house for the early learning. And that is where you get the word of Darul Arqam. Because when they asked him that we are learning Islam, but we have fear that people are going to hurt us and torture us, he said, okay, go to Arqam, sit in his house and learn. So Darul Arqam was like a musalla, was like the first learning place, first institution of learning. And what are they learning? Quran. Whatever ayahs are coming, whatever explanation they got from Rasulullah, they're learning. Then the job came of Da'wah Jahriya. Allah SWT revealed the ayah, I believe it's in Surah Nahl, فَاسْدَعْ بِمَا تُعْمَرُ وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ فَاسْدَعْ بِمَا تُعْمَرْ يَا Muhammad. Allah is saying, Oh Muhammad, be firm with your da'wah. No need to be now low-key profile. No need to be scared from anybody. Of course he was not scared anyway in the first place, but the message is, sada literally means, how can I give you action? I woke you up, right? This is fasda. You know, when you say you have a headache, what do you say in Arabic? Andi suda. Fasda means like something banging your head. So Allah revealed this ayah. Fasda bima tu'mar. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, go make a bang. Go make an impact in society. With what? Bima tu'mar. Fasda bima tu'mar. What you have been ordered. La ilaha illallah. Wa'a'rid anil jahilin. And stay away from the ignorant people. Ignorant people, they're going to come and push you. Ignorant people, they're going to come and stop you. You don't get stopped. Now it's just get up and rise and keep moving. These were the 10 years of da'wah after Darul Arqam. Darul Arqam was the low-key profile learning system, 3 years. After that, out in the open, in front of the Kaaba, in front of Hajar al-Aswad, in front of the Maqam al-Multazim, anywhere they find. And yes, people come, they spit, they push, they slap, they're taking it, but they're doing. Fasda' bima tu'mar. Allah has given the order now. First the order was, Ya ayyul mudhammil, qum al-layl qalila, Ya ayyul mudassir, qum fa'anzir. So this is how the transformation of da'wah, that's why I say we're living in America. When the Muslims came here in the 40s, 50s, 60s, it was Darul Arqam ibn Arqam. Small pockets, MSAs, you know, not even a masjid. The first thing, MSAs, Jumas at the campus. All right, let's make a musalla. Musalla from the campus, out on the street, musalla. From the musalla, what is there? Still Darul Arqam. Then came the Fasda' bima tu'mar, masjid. Oh, a house of worship. A symbol of Islam on the facade of land of America. A symbol of house of worship. Muslims to be recognized, 70s, 80s. I believe first masjid was early as in 60 or something in Iowa, Idaho. That was just one. But 70s saw the mushroom growth of masajid coming up. In terms of houses, people would rent houses or rent apartments. And then finally, late 70s, 78, 79, I'm told that masajid were being built in America. This is the same synonymous. We are at that stage. And that is we're continuing in that stage. And Allah SWT tells us. And then Allah revealed another ayah to Rasulullah during this stage of da'wah jahriya. وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ. And O Muhammad Sallam, warn your ashir, your relatives, your blood relatives. You know, the Banu this and Banu that, you know, Banu Hashim and all the tribals of the Quraysh. Tell your family members that you are a prophet of Allah. Feel proud about it. Don't be shy about it. Don't keep it low-key anymore. Publicize it. Tell Abu Jahl, tell Abu Lahab, you are their nephew and you are also a prophet of Allah. Don't be shy about it. Tell Abu Talib, وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ. Aqrabin from Qurb, your closest. So he climbed up to the mountain of Safa and he said, come, Ya Sabah, Ya Sabah, come. It's an Arabic slogan of saying, like, hey, all of you, come here, all of you. They came, and then he started telling them, if I tell you there's an army behind me and behind this mountain coming to attack you, will you believe me? They said, yes, amanna sadaqna, we believe you 100%. He said, I tell you something bigger than that. If you don't believe in me, you're going to hellfire. The moment Abu Jahl heard this, he said, Tabban laka ya Muhammad. May you be perished, O Muhammad. Alihada jama'atana. You gathered us for this thing? This is no news for me. I thought you were going to give us some big news, something is happening on Safa. So we got here. And then he said, Tabban. The word tab is like a curse on the, so he was like humiliating, insulting Rasulullah publicly in front of his relatives, that, you gathered us for this thing, woe be to you. And this is Rahmatul lil Alameen. He's a nephew, he's a prophet, but he is Rahmatul lil Alameen. He didn't exert any feelings to his uncle at that time. He didn't frown, he didn't curse back, he didn't say bad things, he didn't raise his voice, he didn't yell, he didn't scream. He just absorbed it. Allah didn't like it. So Allah revealed this surah, which is, you all memorize, we all memorize, very famous surah. Which one? Tabbat yada Abi Lahab. This was revealed. The same word that Abu Jahl used and Abu Lahab used for Rasulullah, Abu Lahab was highlighted in the surah. Can you imagine? Till the day of judgment, until Qiyamah, generations of humanity will get to know who is Abu Lahab, but in the wrong way. Tabbat yada Abi Lahabin wa tab. Ma aghna anhu maluhu wa ma kasab. What beautiful words. That's why the Arabs, the Quraysh, they said, Ma hadha kalam al-bashar. This is not the word of a human being. The beautiful eloquence of Quran, the words that Allah, it's like, it's like gems, pearls sewn into a one string. Tabbat yada Abi Lahab. May the hands of Abu Lahab perish. Ma aghna anhu maluhu wa ma kasab. His money did not save him. He's a rich man. He has all the money, but it didn't save him from hellfire. Wa ma kasab. And whatever he did, his actions did not save him. Where is Abu Lahab now? Allah knows. But till the day of judgment, we'll read this surah, we'll know about Abu Lahab. That he perished because of his defiance for his own loved one who was claiming to be a prophet. This was da'wah jahriyah. Then there came da'wah of idha. As the message from this went on and they became vocalized in public, torture started. And that's why you have these, the family of Yasir, Alu Yasir, the first martyr, shaheed of Islam, when they were tortured and butchered. And then you have Bilal ibn Rabah, who has a big, huge, heavy stone. The mountains of Mecca are stony mountains. You have stones on it. So they had a big, huge stone. And Abu Jahl brought it and he put it on his chest. It's like you go to the gym and when you lift these weights, it's like putting 200 pounds on your chest. Forget about lifting them on your hand. Somebody just puts that weight on your chest and says, now, say, renounce it, leave it, leave Muhammad, leave this Tawheed. He can't say anything. What voice can you come out when your chest is all submerged, your lungs are being compacted, your ribs are literally cracking? The only thing he could breathe, it's so easy to say what? Ahad, Ahad. Because in Ahad, you are exhaling. Intelligence, isn't it? Much higher than any PhD in the world today. Bilal, he thought, the only thing I can say, which will still irritate this guy who wants me to be irritated, but I'm not irritated. I'm going to heaven and paradise. He will still get irritated. Ahad, 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 one. And that's what Abu Jahl wanted. He said, no one, many, no one. Ahad, Ahad. When you persevere so much, when you patiently bear so much, then you get such accolades. You know accolades. The Rasul says, "Oh Bilal, I hear your footsteps in Jannah. You are alive here now in dunya. You're walking here, but I hear your footsteps, Bilal, in Jannah." What do you do, Bilal? Nothing. Nothing in Rasulullah. All I do is make wudu, and after wudu I pray 2 rak'ah. Nothing. Tahiyatul wudu because of a sahabi of Rasul. Rasul did not institutionalize Tahiyatul wudu by this time. Until he asked him, "Bilal, what do you do?" "I do this." "All right, all Muslims, we got to do this." And that's how the sunnah of Tahiyatul wudu got amalgamated with him. So we end with this, inshallah, that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us like Bilal, make us like Yasir, make us like the others, inshallah. May Allah protect us and preserve us, and may Allah give us tawfiq, inshallah, to become hafiz of Quran, hafiz of the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the niyyah intention that we made today. Wa akhu darul ameen wa salatu wassalamu.
The Fusion Muslim Community Center of North Jersey. Building communities, changing lives.